Oh my goodness, we are live. I'm so excited to be here. Come on in, you guys. We are live here at the Speaker Circle. So, if you know somebody that needs this message, you need to bring them on. Let me show you what is happening today. This is what's going on. This is what's happening, you guys. How to generate an income and clients when speaking for free. When speaking for free. Are you a speaker? Are you a speaker? Do you have clients? Do you open your mouth and talk? Well, then you probably speak, okay? So, if you need to get more clients, more clientele, I'm gonna need you to share this message. Sharing is caring. This is gonna be really good, you guys. I mean, we were backstage. I was backstage talking with the presenter today, and I'm telling y'all, it was so good. I didn't even want to get off. I want to keep the conversation going because I was like, I can't be selfish. I got to share her. I got to share her with you guys. Hey, Ed Cook, welcome. Yes, you're here and you're ready. Yes, you guys get your pen, get your pencil, get ready, get set. We're about to go in. And so today, if you are new to the Speaker Circle, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. This is open to all people who are looking to be speakers, who are already speakers, who have even thought about being a speaker. And you're like, look, what do I need to do? How do I need to grow my business? You know what? I'm looking to go to that next level. This is where we commune together. This is where we come together. This is where we connect to those people who are where we're at or where we want to go. And so I'm so glad that you decided to join us today. Each and every month, we bring an expert to you that's going to bring their expertise to help you to get to that next level, right? And so I am so excited when I tell you about this speaker that's coming today. When I get the applications in, I go in and I screen the applicants. And I'm telling you, I got so many, it's just amazing. And when I seen this application, I was just blown away. And I'm gonna say, I stalked her page. Okay, I did it. Y'all, shh, don't tell nobody. I stalked it a little bit because she was just so amazing in the information that she was pouring out. And so I was so excited to have her here today. So let me not belabor the time and tell you who we are going to be listening to and learning from today. Her name is Rita Joyan. And she took her learning and development skills and created the passion process. And that's trademark. Don't try to take that. Okay, that's hers. That's all hers. And what is that? That is how to find your passion minus your resume. Minus your resume. Come on now. And she has the signature speaking success system. And what is that? How to attract clients in one talk. One talk. You guys, you need your one signature talk. Sometimes we're running around trying to figure out, okay, now I got to create this one. I got to create that one. You're trying to create 5 and 6 and 7 different lanes. Create that one signature talk. That's what she's going to talk to us a little bit about today. She took these programs and she delivered them in Australia, New Zealand, Middle East, and South Asia. Guess what, y'all? She at the Speaker Circle today. She in our city. We're going to say she in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because that's where I'm from. So we're going to say she in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in these virtual streets, okay? In 2015, Rita was honored as Canberra's Young Business Woman of the Year. In 2016 and 17, she earned second place in the quarterfinals of the World's Champion of Public Speaking. I'm telling y'all this. Why? Because she got it going on and she coming here. So what does that mean? That means you need to be sitting here. That means you need to go ahead, share this, tell somebody else they need to be here too. And then additionally, in 2017, she was honored to be nominated for for the Australian of the Year. Australian, like the person of the year. That's big, y'all. I'm just trying to be sister circle of the year. Let me just be that, okay? She talking about being the whole country person of the year. That's a big thing, okay? In 2019, she was chosen, you guys. She was chosen to represent Australia as a part of the delegation in Japan at the G2 Young Entrepreneur Alliance. She is the producer and host of a leading passion and career podcast, Unbox Your Gift. Y'all ready to unbox y'all gift? Y'all know I like to dance and I get a little happy. I'm ready to unbox Miss Rita for y'all. That's what I'm ready to do. Okay. And she is the undisputed expert today on how to find y'all passion. Are y'all ready today? She is using her skills and service to upgrade yours. Somebody say, I'm ready to upgrade my skills. If you're ready to upgrade your skills, I need to know that. I need to know if y'all ready. All right. And I want to say this. I'm going to bring her on. She's going to present. She's going to share things with you. And what I need you to do in the comments, if you have questions, put those in the question box, because at the end of her presentation, I will go through that and I will ask her any questions that you have. This is your opportunity, okay? Yes, thank you, Miss Martin. Upgrade them skills. Put that in there. And so today, what are we talking about today? How to generate income. Who needs to upgrade their income? I'm going to touch and agree somebody. I need to upgrade my income with speaking with clients for free. How many of y'all open your mouth for free every day? I know I talk free every single day. Now, how can I generate some clients and some income when I'm already talking? Y'all already talking. So let's figure out how can we turn our talk into some greenery, all right? And so this is going to help you get clear and concise on what you need to do, right? And so I'm so excited. Again, when I watched her videos, when I, like I said, I don't just read what they actually write down. I actually go and I look on their social media. I look and see how people are responding to them. And I was overly impressed and so excited that she decided to join our platform. So I'm going to bring her on. I'm going to step out and I'm going to let her do what she does. Okay. So some virtual love. And again, remember, as she is sharing with us, if you have any questions, please put them in the comment box. Help me welcome Miss Rita.
Woohoo! Thank you, Miss Lenise. This was such an introduction. This is so exciting. Oh my goodness. Guys, welcome on how to generate income and clients speaking for free. And my goodness, Lenise just like hit the nail on the head. How many of you speak for free daily anyway? I want to show you the most powerful speaking tool I have ever used for my marketing. And it's the reason why I was able to do the things that become Business Person of the Year in Canberra, Australia, do those things simply because I deployed a marketing tool and I use speaking as that marketing tool to generate leads, clients, and sales. Now, before I move forward, guys, I just want to make sure everybody can see my screen so that, can everyone see my screen? Can I get a yes, Lenise? Can I just make sure you can see my screen, please? Because I can't see anyone, but I just want to make sure that you can. Yes.
Yes, we're good. Yes. We're good.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, guys, let's get ready to rock and roll. So today is going to be for you. Today is for you if you're a coach, you're a trainer, you're a service provider, you're an author, as well as wanting to do speaking. So when you speak, you don't just do the speaking part. You've got something else on the side. And predominantly, people are a coach. They have some kind of service. They're a therapist. They do some kind of counseling. You have something else to supplement your speaking. So if you are doing any of these things, this presentation is going to be for you. If you want to stand out from the sea of sameness, because let me tell you something, everyone's on Facebook, everyone's on Instagram, everyone's online since lockdown, since COVID. And so the only way that you can stand up, stand out, and step into the spotlight is really looking at what is it that's unique about you and using the marketing tool to really highlight that. And this is where I'm going to be talking about in this training. If you love what you do, but not the selling, if that explains who you are, this is really going to resonate with you. If you want to do sales or sell your work online, I'm your girl. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want to leverage your time, in other words, you want to sell one, meaning yourself, to many, because you can go networking, you can write a blog post, you can do cold calling, or talking to people on the phone, but that's one-on-one sales. What I'm talking about is how do you generate sales leveraging your time. So it's the one time that you talk, meaning a one presentation, and you can sell to many, you can impact many. And also, if you want to be a better, more powerful, confident speaker, because at the end of the day, that's why you're in the speaker circle, to schmooze, to contact, to connect with people who can enable you to accelerate, and also enable not only your speaking skills to accelerate, but your sales skills. Because the more speaking gigs you want is in direct correlation with how good of a person you are, or how good of a marketer you are to actually sell your ability and your capability to those who are willing to hire. So let's get ready to rumble. So my whole intention for the time that we've got together is to teach you how to craft your offer to sell your book, your program, in person or on a webinar. So if you are speaking, right now conferences aren't hiring as much. You may be wanting to go to a conference later on when all this finishes, all this COVID stuff finishes. But for right now, if you're looking to add an additional income stream, like a book, like a program, like a membership site, like anything like that, a boot camp, what I'm going to teach you is how to actually sell that. How to sell that with speaking as a marketing tool. How to put together an offer so it lands with the people that you want to make a difference for. So what qualifies me to speak on this topic? I'm going to keep this really short because Lenise just did a brilliant job of it. And it's really to share with you why I am actually speaking to it. So it's not my first rodeo. That what I'm speaking about, I've actually done for myself. I've accelerated my own business and my clients. So within 24 months of starting my own business in Canberra, Australia, I was named as Young Business Person of the Year. 2016, I became second in the quarterfinals of the World Championship of Public Speaking. 2017, I was nominated for the Australian of the Year. 2019, last year, I represented Australia as a delegate for Australia at the G20 Young Entrepreneur Alliance, and I've taught this training globally around the world. And I share this with you because it's tried, it's tested on different continents to different audiences. So what I'm actually teaching you works to speak for free, and that enables you to generate leads, clients, and sales with how I'm teaching you to do it. But to give you a bigger background of how this all began, so you get some context, I'm originally from Afghanistan. And like most people that leave Afghanistan, you're leaving this kind of a scene. You're leaving the war and you become a refugee. And once I became a refugee, that sets your perspective of how you see life. And so when I went into corporate, when I was working in corporate Australia, I was working in learning and development. And my job in learning and development was to find what was the problems and then to go and actually find solutions to the problems for each company. And what I found repeatedly was that the problems that companies had was that people didn't enjoy their jobs. And it just surfaced as a sales problem, a productivity problem, a customer service problem. The real problem was people didn't enjoy their jobs. And when I presented that to management, they didn't want that. They just wanted the Band-Aid solution. So what I decided to do in the background is create a program, because that's my skills in corporate, of how do I actually teach someone how to find their passion? How do I teach someone to find their strength, what they're good at, what lights them up? And so I created this program and I started teaching it for free to anyone I could find, from people who were school graduates to people who were in their 70s, 60s, and 70s. And they were getting phenomenal results, changing careers, changing jobs, finding what they were really good at, sparking life within them. And then I thought, you know what? I've nailed it. This is what I want to do full time. I want to teach people how to find this thing that they're good at, what lights them up. And so that was my work, because I realized that coming from Afghanistan, my cousins didn't make it out, and yet I did. So what I wanted to do was have a life of meaning, to know that my work and what I'm doing, the opportunity to leave Afghanistan, I'm not just putting it to idle use. I'm actually putting it to a purposeful use. So it was my mission to go and use this as a business idea. Now I share this with you because this is what I did to start my business. I went networking. I had a website. I spent thousands of dollars on a website. I had an opt-in page. I did advertising. I had a brochure. I did mail drops. I went to people's homes and I dropped brochures. Like, I literally walked around neighborhoods dropping off brochures of mine. And I had business cards. And I did all those things to say that I was in business, but no results, no consistent results to show that I was actually working in business and working for myself and doing well. But there was one thing that I hadn't done, because none of this worked for me. There was one thing I hadn't done, that scared me the most. And I thought, I'll give this thing that scares me the most a go. And if it doesn't work, then I'm going to go back and get a job. And the thing that scared me the most was speaking, because that means I'm getting really vulnerable. That means I'm now going to get judged. That means I'm just like putting my heart on a sleeve, and I'm really, really scared of that. And so I booked myself into a speaking engagement in Melbourne, Australia, and I started teaching people in a 45-minute session that I had on how to find their dream job. And I want to just say to you, to cut a long story short, that 6 months of having a website, having business cards, going to networking, mail drops, brochures, advertising, none of that got me any results. I did a 45-minute talk teaching people how to find what their dream job was, minus their resume. And then in 45 minutes, I handed out a sheet that gave people the option, if you'd like to work with me and take this further. And I had people handing back their sheet with their credit card details, ready to work with me. And now it occurred to me 6 months ago, after spending thousands of dollars doing everything I was supposed to do, did not work. And now in 45 minutes, I just did a talk and I got people who didn't even know me signing their credit card details on a sheet of paper saying, yeah, I want to work with you. That completely changed the way I saw marketing, the way I saw my work, and the way that I now look at, and those opportunities that came as a result is because of I use speaking as a marketing tool. So what I want to teach you today is what is a signature talk, what I did that day, my very first talk, versus an information, education, or keynote presentation. Because if you're in business for yourself, if you are looking to generate leads, clients, and sales, you want to be talking about and actually deploying a signature talk, not an information, not an education, and definitely not a keynote presentation. They have their time and place, and I'll explain about how that all works. The second thing I want to teach you is the 3 secrets to designing an offer that truly inspires your audience to take action with you. And then lastly, how do you create your very own talk with an offer that lands and converts? So that's my journey with you in the time that we've got today. So let's get started. I'm going to give you a lot today. I'm going to give you so much content. Please grab a paper. Please grab some pens around, because if one runs out of ink, you got a spare one. And as for those who want to learn more, I'll promise you towards the end, I'll show you how you can get more. The other thing is, I'm going to talk a little bit fast. And the reason I'm going to talk fast is so that I can give you as much as I can in the time that we've got. And that's the trade-off. If I talk fast, I'll give you as much as I can. So roller skates on. What is a signature talk versus an information, education, or keynote presentation? The first thing I want to do, guys, is I want to give you the similarities. So here goes. Think of an information session as, for example, the governor of Wisconsin, the governor of Wisconsin, or someone in the government coming up and saying, it's COVID-19, you have to have 1.5 meter distance, you got to wash your hands. They give you information, right? That's an information session. An education session is what happens at university, college, or at school. You get a ton of content, you got to decipher, filter that in your brain, and then you got to regurgitate that in an exam or an essay, all right? A keynote presentation or talking is what you find on YouTube. It's motivational, it's inspirational, you can do it. And they have their time and their place. And what I'm talking about is a signature talk. Now, they're all different types of speaking. Here are the similarities. Here's what makes speaking very good. And then I'm going to talk about the differences. So when you speak, anytime you speak, you get instant credibility. Like, I'm talking instant. Why? Because it's like the high heel. When you wear a flat shoe, it's like you're on the same level as everybody else, right? Depending on your height. But when you wear a high heel, you now get elevated. Speaking elevates who you are, because there's an invisible line between the speaker and the person who's listening. And that invisible line says the person who's speaking is the expert and the person who's listening is simply the listener. Now, it may not be true that the person who's speaking is the expert, but that is the perception. And the perception of speaking allows you to really platform on credibility. So that's why it makes you very, very, very significant. The other one thing that we want to go look at is confidence. When you speak, you got to get your stuff together. You can't be umming and ahhing. You can't be going, oh, I think this is right. The process of speaking and writing a talk forces you to get your work down, your message down, your focus straight, so that you can present confidently. And so even when people say, I'm scared of speaking, the mere thought of making a presentation or writing actually divorces you from all the distractions, because you're forced to really now give it your all. Increased reach. Anytime you speak, it's not one-on-one, it's one to many. And that's right, it increases your credibility, because you can have one-on-one conversations all day long, but you can only probably have 5 or 6 one-on-one conversations, really quality conversations. But when you present, your reach is maximized, it's multiplied, because it's you that's speaking to many people. Feedback, you get instant feedback when you speak. When I do a blog post, or when I do a video, when I do a website design, when I write copy, anytime, I don't get feedback straight away. I've got to wait till someone actually finds the website. I've got to wait till they interact with it. I've got to actually see if they're going to go forward with what I'm offering or not. But when you speak, you get instant feedback, whether what you're offering and what you're saying is actually landing with your clients. So that the day when I actually made sales, I knew what was working. The day that I made sales, my first presentation, I knew what was working and what didn't work. And so for my second presentation, I knew what to tweak. Because people come up to you, they talk to you, they send you information, they send you feedback. You're constantly in contact with them. And that's what allows your marketing and your work to really take a huge acceleration, because the feedback that you're getting is instant, whereas everything else takes its slow snail pace. Value. When you speak, you're showing up with value. You're not coming to do a trade-off. It's coming up with complete value, which then reinforces your credibility and then increases your reach even further, which is what sets you apart from every other kind of marketing. Now, here are the differences between an education, information keynote versus a signature talk. In an information education keynote, you give all the information away. Here's all the information about COVID-19. Here's what you have to learn about World War I in history, education session. Here's what you have to know about getting yourself motivated, keynote presentation. Whereas in a signature talk, you do not give everything away. Why? Because if you give everything away, the confused mind says no. The confused mind says, I got to think about it. And if you're giving so much information, it's like overwhelming. Like, I just have to process what you're saying. So for transformation to happen, and you are a speaker, you know that for you to transform someone with your words, which is what your tool is, for you to transform someone with your words, there has to be a space, a gap for what you're saying, and a space for them to filter it and then implement. But when there is no space and you're just giving content and there's no space for implementation or accepting it or digesting it, it's like, I've got to just really, I've got to just percolate on all this. So your job when you're giving a signature talk is not overwhelm someone, because an overwhelmed mind says no. By the same token, in an information education keynote, sometimes you don't get enough information. Sometimes it's like, well, I already know that stuff. It wasn't very valuable. And so there's a fine line when you're delivering a signature talk to not overwhelm and not underwhelm. And that fine line of difference allows people to really gain and see you as the expert, the authority in what you're talking about. The other difference is in an information educational keynote presentation, people kind of tack on a by the way. By the way, if you want to work with me, by the way, if you want to buy my book, by the way, if you want to join my boot camp, by the way, if you want to join my membership site. Tacking on a by the way sentence at the end of a talk, an education information keynote, doesn't work. It doesn't convert. And anyone who's tried it can testify to that. It just doesn't do the work. And the reason why you don't just tack on something at the end of a signature talk is because everything we do in a signature talk is intentional. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So that by the time you get to the offer, what you want people to do, it's not a by the way, a surprise. Everything has been built up to get to that offer. And then the major difference is with a signature talk, it is designed to generate leads, to generate sales. It's quick and easy to get into business. How? The first time I ever presented anything, which was my presentation that I talked to you about, I've asked people to join me for a membership site that I did not create. Because 6 months of, putting on a website, spending thousands of dollars, I'm like, I don't even know if anyone wants what I've got anymore. But when I went that day, I offered a membership that I had not created. I pre-sold it. People gave me their credit card details. Then now once I had the demand, I went and created it, and I only charged the credit cards once I delivered. That's why it's quick and easy to get into business, because you can pre-sell an idea, a concept that you have. And then now that you've got the demand, you've got people that want it, you actually go create it, rather than spending time, love, energy creating something and then trying to sell that, right? And then lastly, it creates a transformation for your client. How does it create a transformation? Well, when people see me talk 6 months later, 12 months later, they actually contact me and say, now I'm ready to work with you. And the reason why they do that is because the transformation that erupted within them while they were watching me speak or watching me solve their problem with them within a talk, they weren't ready in that moment. But once they were, they had me in their mind to come back. And that's how it creates a transformation. It lingers on past when the fizzle of a motivation kind of fizzles out. The transformation in a signature talk sees them through and has them really go in depth with what they want. And once they're ready, they contact you, which is exactly what you want. Okay, so here's what I want you to remember. When writing a keynote, information, or education talk, all right, people predominantly begin with writing the introduction. Hi, my name's Rita. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to talk to you about XYZ. People start with writing the introduction. But when we're considering writing a signature talk, you don't start with writing the introduction. You reverse engineer the talk, which means that you start with the offer. What is it that I want people to see, have, or do? I need to get clear on my offer. Once I get clear on my offer and I know exactly what that is, now we reverse engineer the talk so that the introduction, the body of the talk, everything leads to the offer. And that's the biggest difference of a signature talk. So what I want to spend my time on today is to teach you this important piece of how to clarify what your offer is. Because that's what to quote Stephen Covey, begin with the end in mind. The end is the offer. We nail that. Once we nail that down, then we reverse engineer the talk and everything will now point the intro, the body to that. Okay. So this might be a bit of a grainy picture, but the person on the right that I'm looking at with the orange hair, his name's Kel. He came to one of my workshops at the Australian Chamber of Commerce. He's a speechwriter for politicians in Australia. He came to my workshop to actually, and I'm giving you this understanding of how this actually goes, like it works in practice, because I don't want this to be like theory, because this works in real life. So this guy comes to my workshop. I didn't know he was a political writer. And I'm like, so what is it that you want to gain? And he's like, well, I'm not gaining clients, leads, or sales. What I want is to get votes for the people that I'm writing for. And so what he took away from it is starting with the offer. He starts now writing his speeches with writing the offer and then reverse engineering the talk. That's how powerful what I'm teaching you is. That's how you can generate clients in one talk, by following the structure that I'm about to teach you. So here are the 3 secrets to inspiring your audience to take action with you. Now, when I usually workshop this, I ask the question, what do you offer your clients? Now, I don't have the opportunity to workshop it with you, so I'm going to just jump straight to the punchline. And before I do, just think about it. What do you offer your clients? What you're actually offering, people usually say it's my speaking, it's my coaching, it's my consulting, it's my membership, it's my book. What you're actually offering is the outcome, transformation, or result that's possible from working with you. Your offer is the outcome, transformation, or result that's possible from working with you. That's what clients buy. Because the language of clients is the language of results. That's a writer-downer. The language of clients is the language of results. And so how do you understand the results or the language of your specific potential client? Ask yourself, what's the result that's possible from working with me? That's what your offer is. Your offer is not the coaching, it's not the consulting. The coaching, consulting, speaking, that's your delivery. That's how you get people to the result. But your offer, the language that you've got to use is by asking yourself, what's the result that's possible from working with me? So let me give you an example of how this works in real life. So I've got a website called unboxyourgift.com. And when I tell people that, they're like, oh, that's such a great name, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, oh, that's beautiful. But when I make an offer for people to invest in working with me, and I called it Unbox Your Gift for 6 months on my website and everywhere else, there was like crickets. No one wanted anything to do with me. But the moment I changed the wording, the language, the first time I ever spoke, I didn't say unbox your gift. I said, if you want to learn how to find your dream job, the same program, the same process. I just changed the language. I had people signing down their details. That's how powerful it is. That's how really unique it is. Let me give you another example. Kate Zazelja. Kate helps people. She's a coach and she's a speaker. She speaks at the UN. She speaks been on shows on CNN. She actually is one of the panelists on CNN. She helps people overcome gambling. She was a gambler herself. She speaks about this for many years. She was able to get herself out of the desperation, the darkness of what gambling brings on. And because she was able to do that, and she's very rare in being able to do that, she was able to now speak about it, and she gets invited all over the world to help people overcome their addiction to gambling. And when she came to work with me on how to deliver her signature talk, I asked her, what is it that you offer, Kate? She goes, well, I want people, the people that she works with, gamblers, to live the best version of themselves, to have the best vision of their life. Like, I want to take them to where they are, which is like on the verge of suicide, to them living the best life. And I said, after workshopping it and workshopping it and workshopping, I said to Kate, it doesn't sound like people are ready who are gamblers to live the best version. That's noble. It's what you want. But you have to meet them. They used to have to use their language. And all they're trying to do is go through the next 24 hours without getting triggered. So if you're going to ask them to live their best version of their life, that's too big of a jump. But if you tell them, I'll help you to get through the next 24 hours without getting triggered, there's some relief. The pressure is off them because they're just trying to get through the day and just trying to go home without getting tempted to go to the pokies after work. That's exactly what you're doing. So that's how we actually workshopped it out. So she doesn't talk about living your best life anymore. When she delivers her talk, the language of clients is the language of result. She talks about how to get through the next 24 hours without being triggered. So the second part of this is, think of it this way. Sell them what they want, give them what they need. So in Kate's case, the person who helps people overcome gambling, what do they want? To get through the next 24 hours without being triggered. Then once they work with her, she gives them what they need so that they don't get triggered. So she gives them the counseling, the therapy, the coaching, whatever they need to get them to the want. When people came to my original business of how to find your dream job, sell them what they want. That's what they want. Now when they came to work with me, I gave them what they needed to get to that dream job minus their resume. So we did the coaching, we did the therapy, we did the going through their childhood, we did all that stuff to get them through all the cobwebs out and get them to their ideal job, right? Now, this is really important, guys. If you can focus on sell them what they want, use the language of what they want, and give them what they need, once they work with you, you'll be head and shoulders above everybody else, because people very much want to talk about, this is what you need. This is what you need. You need 3 calls with me. I'm going to come and do a session with you. I'm going to do 10 sessions with you. I'm going to do a Q&A call with you. That's everything that they need. But that has to make them think, and that bogs them down, and that's something on their to-do list. They're just looking for a result. Speak to that result. And then you, being the expert that you are, when they come to work with you, you will give them what they need to get to that. And obviously being an expert in what you are is a given thing to be able to do this. And I just want to give you another example of this. Shannon is a photographer. I don't know about you, but here in Australia, there's like a gazillion photographers. A gazillion, that's a number. Though. And so she comes up to me and she goes, I just don't know how to get more clients. And so she wants to do speaking as well as do her photography work. And I said, so like I asked you, what is it that you offer, Shannon? And she's like, well, I take pictures of people. I said, okay, why do you take pictures of people? So that she says to me, I can put it on their LinkedIn page, so they can put it on their website and look fantastic. I said, so workshopping it. I said to her, Shannon, the only reason why and hear me out, ladies and gentlemen, that would want my picture taken is because I would want to look fit, fab, and photogenic. That's the only reason why I want to take my picture. I don't want to take my picture if I'm looking fit, fab, and photogenic. So now when Shannon goes, instead of saying, hey, I'm a photographer, she goes up and says her offer is, the language is, I'll have people look fit, fab, and photogenic. Sell them what they want. Then when they come to work with her, she gives them what they need, the lighting, the makeup, the clothes, the lenses, and the scenery to make them look fit, fab, and photogenic. Okay. So what I really want you to get is when you're making an offer, when you're speaking the language of your offer, focus the majority of the time speaking to the result. What that means is making sure that you spend 80 to 90% of your time speaking to the result that's possible from working with you, and only 10 and 20% of the time speaking about the mechanics of how you'll get them to that. Like it is going to be me coming and doing a Q&A call with you every second week, and then we'll have coaching calls, and then we'll have consulting sessions, and then we'll have a boot camp, and you'll get a PDF on this. Only spend 10 to 20% on the mechanics of how you will do that. The best way for me to really drive this point home is to use an analogy of a chocolate cake. I want you to think of the ultimate chocolate cake. When you go and order the ultimate chocolate cake at the finest restaurant, at the finest cafe you know that has the ultimate chocolate cake, you don't ask for, how many eggs does this chocolate cake have? Oh, chocolate cake have. You don't ask, how much sugar does this chocolate cake have? You don't even ask for how much flour does it have. All you want is the ultimate chocolate cake. And that's an analogy of how you think about your offer. What is the result that's possible from working with you? The ultimate chocolate cake. Don't get bogged down with explaining the eggs, the flour, the sugar. Don't get bogged down with explaining it's 3 sessions, it's 4 sessions, it's coaching calls, it's that. Only spend 10 to 20% of the time speaking about that. And the majority of the time focused on the result. And that will set you head and shoulders above the offers that you're currently doing and how you will convert when you speak for free with a signature talk. So let me give you some simple math, guys. This is real math. So anytime I hear the word math, I'm like, but this is real simple. If I can get it, it's simple. Say you do 1 talk a month, and conservatively speaking, every talk that you do, you generate 3 clients. So whether you speak online, on a Zoom, on a Facebook Live, on a video, you speak at a conference, anytime online or live, every talk you do, say you generate 3 clients, conservatively speaking. If you do 1 talk per month, that's 12 months in the year times 3 clients per every talk. That's 36 clients over a year. For some people, that's like their business done and dusted for the year. You want more clients? You would just do more talks in the month. And that's how I was able to accelerate my own business within starting it from 24 months, from having everything I was supposed to have, the website and all, and not going anywhere, to using speaking and a signature talk and making offers as my marketing tool to be able to then go on to be Canberra's Young Businesswoman of the Year and have the opportunities that came from that. That's what my model was. And that's what I'm teaching you in this very moment, is this is what's possible for you if you want to deploy signature talks and being able to do offers that convert. 1 talk a month, conservatively speaking, 3 clients at every talk that you do. And then if you want more clients, you go from there. Okay, so now I want to quickly show you the steps, how to create your own talk with an offer that lands and converts. So currently I've just told you the offer piece, but this is part of a 7-step process. I'm going to give you all the 7 steps. So here's the recipe of how a signature talk is structured. So I call it steps to crafting a signature talk, or the signature talk formula. So I've just gone through the transformational offer piece, which inspires action. Once we've got that clarified, what our offer is, remember we say we reverse engineer it and we start with the beginning. And the beginning is the connection piece, the introduction. The connection piece is made up of 6 parts. How to connect with the audience, how to connect with your story, how to connect with the transformation. There are 6 parts to it. And the connection piece is an absolute foundational piece, because unless you connect with the audience, then how could you land with the offer? It's important. Step 2 in a signature talk is creating compelling content, not overwhelming and not underwhelming, that fine balance. Step 3 is solving a problem. You must solve a problem for your audience in your talk. Like, for example, in this talk, just to give you an example, in this talk, how to generate leads and clients and sales, you speaking for free. If you have problem generating leads and clients, this is what talk is about. This is what this whole, I'm solving that problem for you right now by using speaking for free model to be able to do that. And here's what I'm solving the problem. I'm showing you how to do it, right? Solving a problem. You need to solve a problem for your audience. The fourth thing is to create the need, or what I call the gap between where they are and where they need to be. And that gap is your facilitation. Your work will help them get from here to there. That making sure that you make that clear in your signature talk, that there is a gap and that your work is what can help facilitate and bridge that gap. Number 5 is the offer piece. Number 6 is the secret sauce. It's things like seeding, limiters, reverse seeding. These things are part of the offer that make it absolutely pop. And they make it such that it makes it absolutely exquisite, absolutely, irresistible to go forward with your offer. And the last part of a signature talk is the invitation to have people to come and say, yes, I want to work with you. So those are the 7 steps, guys, to crafting a signature talk. Now, for those of you who would like to actually learn the most important part of this piece and learn actually putting your offer together to actually nail your offer and actually workshop it, I've got a how to craft offers that sell online workshop that's coming up. If you would like to join me on that to nail your offer so that you can reverse engineer it. And so anytime you speak for free, you can deliver your talk, you deliver your offer to generate your own leads, clients, and sales. On this workshop, it's an online workshop. What we're going to do is how you can sell your book, your wellness coaching program or service, online or live, so it generates leads, clients, and sales for you. So what we're going to do at this workshop is reverse engineer your talk, because that's what's most important. We're going to workshop it. We're going to give you the confidence to sell it, how to promote your message, your work, how to give clarity to market yourself so you have clarity for yourself, how to have a clear strategy to attract clients and make offers, the words and language that you specifically need to use, the transformation that you need to have for your work, and the mindset behind speaking to sell, which is like the ultimate thing, because that's something that comes as a construct of making an offer. What's the mindset that you're going into? So it's behind the curtains, really, of what you need to be doing. So all of this is so that you can sell one-to-many, whether it's on a webinar, Facebook group, networking, or live. So that's the workshop itself, guys. If you'd like to join me, that's what's going on. It's part of a workshop that I've done. I've never done this before online. I've only ever done it face-to-face. But as part of putting on this workshop, I'd like to offer also a bonus. So a lot of people ask me, so once I deliver my talk, where do I go and present? Like once I have my talk, once I have my offer, where do I present my offer? And so I put on this bonus, how to find speaking gigs online and offline. And that's a training that gives you understanding of how do you find speaking engagements? How do you find places to go and speak so you can deliver your offer so that you can generate the leads, clients, and sales? So those 2 things go hand in hand, the offer piece and this as the bonus. So who is this for? It's for you if you want to step into the spotlight with a talk that really magnifies what you do. If you want to be generating leads and clients in one talk, if you want to learn how to put together an offer and nail it, if you want to be able to use your coaching, your consulting, your programs, and really be able to monetize speaking, this is for you. Who this is not for is people who are interested. If you're just interested in this, I wouldn't recommend it because speaking requires commitment. Anytime you speak, you're asking people to change something about themselves. Anytime you speak, you're asking them to do something that's different to what they know. Otherwise, why would you be speaking? And so by the same token, you are going to be asking someone else to do something different, coming out of their comfort zone. You can't ask someone else to come out of their comfort zone if you're not willing to go first. So speaking is going to have you be vulnerable. And that vulnerability will connect with your audience. So unless you're wanting to be vulnerable, to be visible, I wouldn't recommend this workshop for you, because it does require you to do that thing that you're asking your clients to do. And unless you're ready for that, that's the only reason why I would say this wouldn't be for you. So it's the how to craft offers that sell online workshops, so you can sell one-to-many, online or live, to generate leads, clients, and sales. Now, the workshop face-to-face is $397. How to find speaking gigs, the training on its own is $197. That's the total value. But because I've never done this before, I've never offered this online. And as a thank you to Lanice, because Lanice is your girl who's organized all of this. Any great things that come out of this is strictly from Lanice, because she's made this possible. As a thank you to her, I'm giving this to your group only, the speaker circle, and the people that Lanice are distributing this talk to, for $47. So if you'd like to come to the online workshop, this is available online for $47 as a thank you to Lanice, and as an introductory to the online space that we're now working in. So here's something that I want to add to that, money back guarantee, to really reverse any risk. If you come and craft your offer at the workshop and show that you followed the steps and actioned it, and then if by the end of the workshop, if you haven't crafted your offer, you get 100% money back. I'm reversing the risk for you, and I'm just letting you know the belief that I have behind this and the difference it makes for your confidence, for your work, for the belief that you would have in your own ability to speak and sell. And that's why by adding this, hopefully gives you the confidence in yourself to take the decision that will best benefit you. So here's some questions I'm going to quickly go over, Lanice, and I know I'm coming towards the end here. Rita, what if I'm afraid to speak? The structure of speaking that I'm going to give you will help you overcome fears. That's the whole reason why people are scared, because I don't know if I'm saying the right thing, I'm doing the right thing. This will completely, the structure that I give you will hold you, will kind of coddle you so that you're not falling through or feeling nervous about it. But Rita, where else can I speak? And do I need to be a professional speaker? You do not need to be a professional speaker. You can be, but there's no need to be. Where would you speak? That's the bonus of how to find speaking engagements. But Rita, will this event help me if I don't have a service and want to start a service? 100%. That's how I started my work. I had a membership site and I pre-sold it. And after I sold it, that's when my whole business began. But Rita, I've been in business for a while. Will it help me grow? 100%. I've had osteopaths, optometrists work with me to increase their practice. And they already have consistent clients coming through their own practice, and they come and work with me on a signature talk so they can then leverage what they do, leverage their expertise, and generate new leads, clients, and sales. So introductory offer, guys, when you register for this live offer, it's $47 US. And for the first 3 people that register, you'll also get the recording of the workshop, so that anytime you want to listen to it, anytime you want to change your offer, anytime you change businesses, you change programs, you will have the workshop so that you can workshop it through. So that's for the first 3 people. So that's it, guys. To register, I'll put the link in the comments. Register your details and get access to the online workshop. So guys, thank you so much. I hope this has been of benefit to you. I wanted to make this as special as possible. And if I get to work with you, I will thank you for that opportunity, and we'll get you to generate leads, clients, and sales with a talk and an offer ready to go. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you. This was really, really good. I am so excited. This was really, really fabulous. I was trying to type, but then I was like, I want to listen and just be involved in the workshop myself here that you're sharing, because I mean, I think just even the psychology of using speaking as a marketing tool, and even thinking differently about when we speak. And so I hope that you guys, I was trying to type up some of the key things that you were saying that was standing out. So if you guys did not get a chance to watch, definitely watch the replay of this. I will also have it on the YouTube channel so you guys can easily go through there, because I know sometimes when you have a lot of videos, it's hard to find the right one that you want, but you can go right to YouTube and then click right on there, find a flyer, and then be able to watch the video again. You said you're going to send us the information so we can put in the information for them to register, correct?
Yes. So I'm going to try and put her on the comments right now, and it's not letting me. But what I'll do is once the video goes live, I'll put in the comments below.
Okay.
And when you put it on YouTube, you can just add the link there if you like.
That will be perfect. And so I just had just a few questions for you, and then we're going to say goodbye to everybody. So for you, did you have any fears when you first started just to like ask for fees and things of that nature? And if so, how did you get over that and move forward?
I love that question. Yes, 100% I did. I had fears of asking for the sale when I was doing one-on-one calls. I didn't know how to do it. When I was speaking, I overcame that fear because the structure of how you present an offer, the fee comes very normally. In fact, it becomes, and this is one of the things I talk about in the workshop, it becomes a disservice, which you didn't get time to today. It's a disservice not to make an offer. What do I mean by that? For example, the way you look at your work is, what's the result that's possible from working with me? And if I deny someone the offer of working with me, so how do I know they're going to get that result from someone else? How do I know someone else is going to have the same integrity, the same value system that I do to actually help them get to it without any ego? Mm-hmm. And so someone like my client who helps people overcome gambling, can you imagine if she became very shy and not asked for the sale when she's speaking about helping people overcome gambling, an addiction that takes away lives and breaks down families? So the psychology and the mindset behind speaking, which is what I'm going to teach you at the workshop, because I can get into it in more detail there, is what will it cost you if you don't ask? And not in terms of monetary bottom line, but you're in business because you want to make a difference. And the only way the difference can be realized is when people invest to work with you. And we go into the psychology of that a lot further in the actual workshop, making offers.
How did you decide? Because there may be, well, let me start with this question first. So I know within this group, there are different people who speak on different platforms. Yes. Will this work for them no matter what type of platform they speak on, whether it's a political platform or a religious platform or professional platform? There's all different types of platforms. Will this work for them?
100%. In fact, I've had people who have been on political platforms, speech writers. I've also had people who work in charities, the marketing managers of big charities, who want to recruit volunteers using a signature talk, who want to be able to have fundraising using a signature talk. And they do it in terms of webinars. They do it in terms of Facebook Lives. So it's irrelevant of the platform. As long as you commit to the structure of the talk, you can then take your message faster forward.
Mm-hmm. And then there are, I know personally, a couple of people who maybe do a couple of things really well. How did you decide on this is what's going to be my signature talk? How did you decide which way to go?
Oh, I love that. When you decide what is, do you mean the content, what I'm going to put in the signature talk?
Mm-hmm. No, which, so like there's could be someone that's a consultant, author, like they could go a couple of different ways because they have multiple skills.
Yes. So I would ask them, well, what is it that you offer? What's the biggest result that's possible from someone working with you, reading that book? Like, what is it that you do? It comes on the person. What are they committed to providing for someone else? And from there, that's where we work out what the offer should be. Once we work out what the offer is, then we now prepare the content, the body of the talk.
Okay. Sounds really good. And so finally, I know you shared about you're going to share about the registration. We also would like, and then you can put this in the comments later, but how can people connect with you? What is your the best way for them to connect to you, whether it's Facebook, your website, or
yeah. So the best way to connect with me is unboxyourgift.com. That's where you get onto my newsletter, and then you get all the updates of what I'm doing and articles about speaking and sales and emotional intelligence. Facebook, Unbox Your Gift. I'm very, very active around there, and on my YouTube channel. So I'm everywhere on social media, LinkedIn, TikTok, you name it, I'm there. Rita Joyan. Rita Joyan. If you look up Rita Joyan, you'll find me.
Yes, thank you so much. You have unboxed so much here today. I am so grateful. This has really been fabulous. Thank you also for the introductory offer to those in the speaker circle. See, look, you guys, don't miss this opportunity. I know that a lot of you guys are looking for exactly what she has offered. You've been asking, how do I take what I'm doing and create that offer? Really,
Mm.
that's exactly
Mm.
what this is talking about. And so the answer is here. Sometimes
Mhm.
we don't have to learn everything on our own. You know, we don't have to do all this. Someone has studied, they've learned, and they have the way for us. And so thank you so much. I am so grateful.
Thank
And
you
so
so much, Denise. I love you. Thank you for putting all this on. Thank you for facilitating this. And thank you for being the captain of this ship and steering us through this whole circle, the speaker circle, as you call it. Thank you.
thank you. And thank you guys for joining us. And you guys can meet us here next month. And Rita talked about this at the beginning when you're doing your talk, how it's important to engage the audience. And so next month, we're going to have a speaker that's going to come and talk to us about storytelling. Some people feel like, I don't know how to tell my story. How do I do that? And so that is a very, very important part to speaking is sharing your story. And how do you do that? And so I'm super excited for next month. So make sure that you catch us here for our training next month. Until next time, I thank you, and get ready to speak on all those stages. The world needs to hear your voice. Bye.